What shall we talk about, gentlemen? Guys, this is Isaac. This is Star Wars Episode 2, and I'll put a card up here for you to go back to Episode 1 if you haven't seen that. And my good buddy Jonan is going to overview Episode 2.
Okay, well, first, something I forgot for Episode 1 was to introduce C-3PO and R2-D2. C-3PO is a droid that Anakin Skywalker built on Tatooine that they brought with. They left him there when Anakin left for Tatooine. But a droid, one of the Naboo droids on the Naboo ship was R2-D2. And he actually was able to stifle the damage enough for them to reach Tatooine in the first place. By his astromech abilities. So, back to Episode 2. So it starts out with the former Queen Amidala, now Senator Amidala of Naboo. It flies into Coruscant, but there is this assassin that has been hired to kill her. So there's an explosion on the hangar where they land, and so her decoy does get killed, the person who's dressed up as the queen, but but the Senator Amidala herself, she actually is piloting a different ship, an escort ship, and so she survives the explosion, but then they have to start protecting her and stuff to make sure she doesn't get killed. And let me see. So at this time, Anakin is about 19, 20, something like that. And so he's an adult. He's still under the apprenticeship of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he is technically an adult. And let me see. So they ask Obi-Wan and Anakin to guard Padme in her quarters so that the assassin isn't able to kill her. And but sure enough, the assassin does try to attack again. But the Jedi do sense it in time to kill the poisonous bugs that they tried to use to kill her.
Poisonous bugs.
And then they start chasing the assassin around Coruscant. Eventually track the assassin down, who happens to be a kind of a shapeshifter. Shapeshifter. Yes, okay. I have trouble pronouncing words. But right before they can tell who hired her, the assassin, the hirer, who is not obvious at the time, but it turns out to be the bounty hunter Jango Fett, he shoots a poison dart to kill the assassin before she can tell who hired her. And so, let me see, at this point, in order to protect Amidala from further assassination attempts, they decide to send her back to Naboo, and Anakin goes along as the Guardian on his first lone mission as a Jedi, while Obi-Wan goes to find Obi-Wan tries to figure out where the dart is from, the poison dart that was used to kill the assassin. And he goes to a friend of his who has a very, very vast memory. And so he can recall just about anything he's ever learned. And so he tells him that it's a dart from Kamino. And so Obi-Wan goes to Kamino to search out the bounty hunter there, where he discovered that there's a clone army being built.
And there's some sort of secret behind Kamino, because he can't find it on the Jedi archives thingies.
Yeah, it's been erased from the archives by somebody. They don't know who. Only a Jedi, or supposedly a Jedi, could do it, but they don't know who did it. they do. It's kind of semi-obvious later. They don't actually say it or anything, but it's semi-obvious later that Dark Tyrannus did it because he used to be a Jedi, but he turned to the dark side kind of thing. So yeah, so I was saying that Obi-Wan goes to Kamino. While he's looking for the bounty hunter, he discovers that there's a clone army being built, a public, but guess what? The person that is cloned is in fact Jango Fett. Although Obi-Wan does not know that Jango Fett is actually that type, and has suspicions that he has something to do with it. And eventually, there's a kind of complicated dog chase that goes on. And so, basically, I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, but what happens is that Jango Fett finds out that he's being suspected. He leaves with along with his son, Boba Fett, immediately.
That's not his real son.
Yeah, not his real son, but his clone that is not genetically modified in terms of combat service. And so anyway, they leave, but Obi-Wan catches them leaving. He gets in his starfighter and chases them. They go to Geonosis, and then as they're entering Geonosis, the Geonosis system, just asteroid belt around it, kind of like on Saturn. And so they have a dogfight in the asteroid. Obi-Wan manages to outsmart them by making it look like he should have been done, but he's actually just parked it inside the asteroid. So Jango Fett ship, which, by the way, Obi-Wan, right before he took off, threw a tracking beacon onto it so he can track where the ship lands. So Jango Fett's ship heads back down to Geonosis, where and Obi-Wan chases it back to Geonosis. From there, he finds out that Jango Fett is actually the separatists that were breaking off from Dark Tyrannus, who's basically the head of the separatists at that point. And so, the separatists on Geonosis are building this huge droid army. But what happens is that Obi-Wan gets captured. I can't remember exactly how that happened, but they found out that he was spying on them. So they captured him, and then, what happened is that he landed on Geonosis, and he contacted Jedi Council to tell them that he traced the bounty hunter to Geonosis, but then at that point, while he's being, so I'm getting ahead of myself again. So what happens is that he has to transmit it to Anakin Skywalker, who at that point has gone to Tatooine because he's having bad dreams about his mother, and it turns out she is in trouble, and she ends up dying, but killed by Tusken Raiders. But anyway, so he's on Tatooine when he should be on Naboo. Amidala went with him to Tatooine. Again, they both should have been on Naboo. And so Obi-Wan's communication system was damaged during the dogfight in the asteroid field. So instead of being able to contact the Jedi Council directly from Geonosis to Coruscant, he has to forward it to Anakin Skywalker in Tatooine, which is much closer, and then Anakin Skywalker can use his undamaged system to forward it to Coruscant. And so as he's dispatching this message to Anakin, these droids that can roll around and they have deflector shields.
Droid?
Yes, Droid the Kid, because they attack Obi-Wan and capture him. That's how he gets captured. But the hologram, the message is still playing when this happens, so Anakin can see that Obi-Wan is being attacked and captured. And so they do forward the message to Coruscant. The Jedi Council messages him back, telling him to not move. But sure enough, Anakin says, "I want to save Obi-Wan." So he does. He flies over to Geonosis. And at this point, it was Tatooine, right? C-3PO was on Tatooine, so they do pick up C-3PO since he did belong to Anakin's mother, but then she died, so Anakin basically inherited C-3PO. And so they take C-3PO with them to Geonosis along with R2-D2, who is with Senator Amidala, kind of her personal droid. And so they get to Geonosis. They're captured as well. And so Yoda, meanwhile, has gone to check on the clone army that's being made, that the public doesn't even know that's being made for them. And
they haven't seen what Yoda looks like yet.
Oh yes, this is Yoda. He was in the last episode. I forgot to point him out, but
he's a lot more dangerous than he looks.
Yes, indeed. So he goes to investigate the clone army, and I can't remember the exact details of it, but the Jedi decide to go save Obi-Wan, and so they bring about, 100 Jedi or something. And meanwhile, Anakin, Amidala, and Obi-Wan are being brought out into this big arena, kind of like a Roman arena or something, except for Geonosian aliens, which look kind of like bugs. And so they're going to be basically killed by beasts, alien beasts. But what happens is that just before they start getting killed, yeah, Anakin and Padme and Obi-Wan are Padme and Amidala, so it's two different first name and last name. Okay, so anyway, they manage to kind of use the beasts and everything to their advantage, so they get free, but still they're having to run around avoiding these ferocious beings. And so while that's happening, all the Jedi, all 100 Jedi or so, are in different places around this arena. I don't know how they found out that they were going to be executed in this arena, but they did. And so basically, yes, something like that. So basically what happens at that point is that all the Jedis ignite their lightsabers and they begin this attack on Darth Carmanus and some of the Separatist leaders, because they're there to watch the execution. And we're done. The Separatists bring out their big army, part of their big army of battle droids that they've been producing, and so then it becomes this big Jedi versus battle droid conflict. And most of the Jedi are destroyed, and they're after a surrender. And yeah, they don't surrender, and at that moment, before the battle droid was even firing, Yoda comes in with his clone troopers and just kind of destroys the battle droid.
Just kind of does this.
and so after that, he doesn't just spot a few clone troopers to help. He spot a whole army. And so there's this huge battle that begins the Clone Wars that starts to happen. And so what happens is that the Separatists do lose. The clone troopers take control of Geonosis. And that's kind of where the story ends for the most part. Except that it's kind of concludes with, okay, this is the start of Clone Wars. But also there's this romance between...
romantic stuff between Anakin and Padme is not important.
Yes, and they get married at the end secretly. But that pretty much concludes episode 2.